Today, I rewatched the first episode of Smallville as someone who's only seen about 5 total episodes. This episode named Pilot because it debuted in the early 2000s when that term was widely used for first episodes. Introduces us to an entire generation as we are introduced to a teenage Clark Kent before the Cape, the Fortress, and even the Daily Planet. Let's break down the story, characters, and why this episode still hits over 20 years later. The show wastes no time getting to the good stuff. We open in 1989 as a freak meteor shower rains down on the small town of Smallville, Kansas. A young Clark Kent, only 3 years old, crash lands in a spaceship and is found by Jonathan and Martha Kent, who raised him as their own. Flash forward to the present day, Clark is now a teenager played by Tom Welling, dealing with typical high school drama, except he can bench press tractors and run faster than cars. He's crushing hard on Lana Lang, Kirsten Creek, but she's dating this football jockey named Whitney, and Clark can't even get a word in to Lana without tripping over his awkwardness. We also meet a young Lex Luthor, Michael Rosenbaum, who arrives in the town after crashing his car into the river, only saved by Clark in a major slow-motion rescue scene. This moment kickstarts one of the most iconic frenemies in superhero TV history. The villain of the week, well, it's Jeremy Creek, a former student who was in a coma for 12 years after the meteor shower. He wakes up with electric powers and decides to kill current students who are continuing their hazing culture that left him traumatized. Clark discovers more of his strength and begins to accept that he's different, even if he doesn't fully understand what he is yet. In the final scenes, Lex starts to show he's both grateful and suspicious of Clark, setting the tone for a long and complicated relationship.